The only thing that hurts my ears more than the word goodbye from a loved one, Andrea, do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
The sound of John Mayer's new album.
I know. Why You Know Love Me is not a vibe.
I low-key think he's just trolling everybody and not everybody realizes it, but that's another story.
He probably is, actually.
So why are we saying goodbye, Andrea?
Because I have responsibilities. I need to finish school.
She has to finish college, so we're driving her hundreds of miles away from me and traveling along. Driving along with the direct wrong. Sponsored by.
Is that how we're doing it? We're not having the little intro anymore?
That is, yeah, no. Traveling along
with Andrea
and Sean.
Brought to you by Sweetwater and Presonus.
So anyways, we're turning this sad, sad trip. Someone will ask, why is Andrea driving? Because I'm too sad to drive.
Oh, is that why that's
I'm too sad. I'm too emotional to drive a car.
How
right
are you
now.
going to do it without me?
Listen, with the help of Sweetwater and Presonus, because they have been nice enough to send us some gear to set up a home studio rig that we can still record stuff while she's finishing school. So aside from just going through what you need to maybe make your own recording studio, we're going to go through all that stuff. We're going to have this be under $1,000, and we're also going to talk about, if you have more money to spend, how I would do it. We're doing this through building a wish list on Sweetwater, which I'm going to take you through the process later. You may be able to win all this stuff for free yourself, or even just the interface that we're going to use. We're going to tell you all of those details, and they will be in the description. But right now, I'm just going to need a moment to weep, reflect upon the good times.
There's a lot of videos you can reflect on.
I think the Muppets are my favorite, actually.
Yeah, I know. You guys kind of let that flop.
Huh?
Scooch over. You're too close.
What are you talking about? This is where I'm
Why,
at.
hello.
You got? Are we sitting
Well,
like
shouldn't we put our mic closer to us now that the Muppets react?
There'll be more Muppet videos to come. As a true artist, I'm trying to put my grief into poetry. And I feel the depth of my despair can only be rivaled by the depth of the Marinara Trench. Marineris? Marianas? Mariana? Is that the Marineris Trench? It started as a joke, but now I actually don't know how to say it. The Marinara Trench. It's definitely not marinara, right? Like that's
the sauce.
Wait, is the sauce marinara or Mariana? Deeper than the deepest trench in all the sea. What else? Maybe something wider than the widest valley in the land.
Continental. What is that?
My sadness is wider than the widest valley in the land. A continental rift, you say? Is that what you're
Yeah.
going? Continental?
Is that what? Isn't it the continental rift that's like tearing California apart?
Gosh, I don't want to think about that right now. This is supposed to be a light, fun video. It's like my heart was the supercontinent of Pangea.
The tectonic plates.
And the tectonic plates of you having to actually finish college has ripped it into two, a sea apart. That's how my heart feels right now,
Turned you
bro.
into all the continents.
It's turned my once thriving heart of a supercontinent into 7 mini pieces of fractures of heart.
Are there 7 continents?
This is a collegiate endeavor. Let's do it alphabetically. Africa, Antarctica,
North America, South America, Europe, Australia/Oceania for whatever reason.
/Oceania, is that a thing?
Yeah, Oceania or something.
We didn't learn that in my
Asia.
day. We did not learn that in my day.
Our
Asia.
days are very separated.
Why do they all start with A? It's hard to do alphabetical because all the continents start with A.
And I think that's it, right?
Wait, Oceania's a continent? When
It's
did
like
that happen?
/Australia because they were like, what about the other islands that no one really knows about?
Like New Zealand or something? Where they
Yeah.
have those Kiwis always getting upset over nothing. Back in my day, Pluto was a planet and Australia was a continent.
Also, do you know where the F where you're going?
Oh shoot, I should probably get back to the directions. I had to go off the directions to get to this camera.
Yeah, and now here we are in the middle of the wilderness.
I'm too sad to navigate.
Hello, Sean.
Alright, so here's what Sweetwater sent us. The Presonus, the Revelator. So this is the interface. Excited to check this out. The nice thing about this kind of thing is it comes with software that you can use instead of having to buy Logic or Pro Tools or whatever. I always use Logic, but Presonus Studio One is definitely high regarded. The PD70 microphone, you can use this for like broadcasting, podcast, or singing, recording instruments. The Aris HD10 BT Bluetooth headphones, so you can kind of use this with the interface. And they also sent us a Gator Frameworks desk-mounted microphone. So I'm gonna set this up and then we'll talk a little bit more about what else you might need if you're just starting out. But this is the stuff that Sweetwater and Presonus and Gator sent us, so let's get to it. So we actually have all this set up and I assembled a desk. No big deal, you're welcome, Andrea. So we have the interface here. Really, I want to actually say the MVP so far too is like this stand. When Sweetwater was like, oh, we'll send you like one of these Gator desk frame stands, I was like, okay, whatever. I felt like it was like a podcast thing, but actually this stand is perfect to have in a small room. Every small room I've had ever since I started recording at like the age of like 17, the mic stand has always gotten in the way. So to have something that you can actually just kind of like really super easily like adjust up and down and like move around is actually like super sick. So we're just gonna do a little bit of a new song we have coming up to test it out and get right to it.
I'm filming you.
We're good?
Yeah.
We all raise a glass and a toast to a friend, stricken by innocent here in the end. A finite horizon, the sunsets are blended tonight and tonight. Safety in numbers no longer applies. The enemy does the damage from inside of the host. Doesn't matter how fast one can ride in tonight and tonight. That burns through the sky, a strong constitution that fights to survive in a land with a menace and short supply these days. A desperate hope from an old friend down in the fates. Too late, a formality to look into, but by the grace of a new dawn breaking in haze from starlight, we might revive a rider spent, postpone him, heaven sent in hindsight. We are unprepared yet stand to make amends. Glass and a toast to a friend. Yes, some are among us who refuse to bend to the preordained writing selected to end in the night and the night.
Well, Dre, your apartment looks pretty fashionable here with these walls.
Well, there has been some complications. Gonna end up decorating some more, but the main thing is that we have this studio sponsored by Sweetwater.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually win this Presonus.
Yeah, you can win everything in here. We'll give you the details. If you make your wish list and then share it in the description and put this in the wish list, aside from winning the $5,000 mega thing, which we're gonna talk about later in this video,
yes,
you can actually win the interface. So definitely do that. And then ask Andrea what kind of, I don't know, what kind of decorating tips?
I have things
You
on
might
the
wanna-
way.
you might wanna
It's
do it.
been a little bit of a complicated move-in situation, but at least we took the time to record this song. I guess
That's right. And that's, we're dressing it up with ourselves, right? The ultimate.
the duo.
That's right. The ultimate eye candy for any room. We are available for private parties.
So that was also our original song called In Sickness, which is actually coming out September 3rd or 2nd. one of the Fridays, the first Friday of September is when In Sickness is coming out. So follow the link below if you're interested to pre-save it.
Please do. Yeah, so anyways, all this Presonus stuff sounds great. A lot of functionality. We'll probably be talking more about it in the future, maybe even over Andrea's channel, so might be sure to check that out. Headphones are dope, even just as like Bluetooth headphones. We're not using them in that capacity right now, but those are sick. Mic sounds great. And again, the MVP.
The stand, I kind of need one now.
Well, good thing you have one now.
I know. Good thing. But for both studios.
That's right. So we got that knocked out. I'm gonna go back to my place. Sadly by myself.
Oh.
Then I'm gonna put together what I would have done if I could have gotten a $5,000 spending spree to make a home studio. Again, all this is under $1,000, but it gets the job done.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm back here all alone, and I'm going to medicate myself with a little retail therapy. So I'm gonna build a $5,000 recording rig wish list. We're gonna do this on Sweetwater's website. If you follow the link in the description to do this yourself, you could actually win $5,000 worth of gear, whatever you put on there. And if you add the Presonus interface that we just kind of heard, and then send a link as a comment on this video to your wish list with that in there, we're gonna pick one and one of you is gonna win a free interface. All right, so you definitely wanna do that. But here, this is how it works. Go to the link, win your wish list, I'm in, let's go. You just need an account, I'm already logged in. So let's actually build a wish list, here we go. All right, so first of all, let's add all that Presonus stuff we just talked about. We've got the Revelator. Only $199, come on. Mic. We got the PD70 mic, only $129. Let's grab that Gator Frameworks stand. That is $99.99. And the Aris headphones, $129.95. All right, so right now we're at $560. Now I want to keep this under $1,000 for just like what we're doing with Drea's place. The number one thing that room needs is acoustic treatment. Okay, you may have even heard it. It sounded still really decent because we were close micing everything. But if you are going to do videos, you're going to want to put something on the walls. Now, of course, we're going to have her design whatever it is she's going to do. But I'm gonna get some Orlex dampeners. Eventually, once she gets like all her furniture and whatever else in, she'll be good to go. But right now, we're just gonna add some Orlex stuff so it ends up sounding pretty decent on there. What's it gonna be? So we're gonna add a 24-pack of these, and then we're also gonna add some of those bass traps. This has been the number one thing that I've learned. It's like, I used to be so into all the gear and stuff, and honestly, like, these interfaces, these inexpensive interfaces sound so good as long as you have a good sounding room. Again, buying like acoustic treatment and stuff isn't like the sexiest thing, but trust me, I've learned this the hard way, that if you can get your room to sound good, your recordings and stuff are gonna sound really good. So anyways, we're still at $840, so $160 to spend to make this better. What can we do here? Gonna grab some monitors. All right, now I know that Presonus actually has like some inexpensive monitors. Studio One Prime. Let's go with the Aris ones. We got 4 and 5, 3.5. Nah, we're gonna go with the bigger ones. All right, so this is gonna technically get us just over 1,000, but again, I think you still need like decent monitors. Okay, so bare bones, this is everything that you would need. Again, assuming you have a computer. The great thing about the Presonus stuff, like I said, is it comes with Studio One Artist. Full disclosure, I use Logic for my recording, so I'm just used to that. But I do have friends that use Presonus Studio One, and they all say it's pretty good. So again, you kind of save some money by just going with their built-in software. Now, if it's up to me, we're gonna add $4,000 worth of instruments to just make a Boss Studio. Number one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a decent acoustic guitar, but I don't want to spend a ton of money on it, right? This budget stuff has gotten so much better. I'm gonna grab the D'Angelico Premier Tammany Acoustic Electric, okay? We did a video on this a while ago. For $299, it's like ridiculous. Like, this is such a great guitar. it sounds like almost just as good as anything else once you put the proper strings on it. So we're gonna grab some Elixis Phosphor Bronze medium strings to put on there. Get those elixirs on there. Boom. Hold on. 13s? No. Well, let's go 12s. Easier on the fingers. So we got the acoustic guitar sound set. Now we're gonna need some synth action, and the synth that I always love is like the Prophet Rev 2. I've got a Prophet Rev 2. Every time I put that on a track, it just sounds so good. Okay, I think actually the Prophet Rev 2 8 voice, the price just dropped. This used to be $2,000, I think. Now it's like $1,650. So again, it's not inexpensive, but for what it is, I think it's actually super inexpensive, right? If you can say something that's like, you know, $1,700 is inexpensive. So we've got our needs set right there, and we still have $2,000 to spend. All right, what are we gonna do? We don't need a bass because the Prophet bass sounds are really fantastic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab some software. All right, the Arturia software is amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple Arturia things. Their MIDI controller, their Keylab 88 is like such an incredible MIDI controller for under $400. It feels great. It's amazing, and it works just super well. I can't recommend this highly enough for like a very inexpensive MIDI controller. But we're also gonna need some instruments to trigger the MIDI. Keep it Arturia. Their analog synth collection is just like, it's so good. All right, so this is the Arturia collection of software instruments. This thing is amazing. Like I know a ton of like high level professionals that use the Arturia plugins, and all their modeling is just so on point. And again, you might be like, well, you have a Prophet, why do you need that? Because there's just such a different array of sounds that you can get from like a software bundle like that. So we're not sleeping on the software. Definitely gotta have it. About $1,000 left to go. Oh, am I gonna spend this? Gotta grab an electric guitar. We're not assuming anything here other than you have all the cables. I use Hosa cables for my stuff, but we're just gonna assume that you have cables because it's more fun that way. All right, so first we're going without an amp here. I'm still thinking small spaces. So we're gonna grab the Walrus AC S1, which is an amp and cab simulation pedal. I was never a huge fan of these until I got the Walrus one, and honestly, anything that does not require like heavy gain stuff, now I always use this because it's just so much easier to go DI. You can plug this right into the Presonus Revelator and just rock it out. So we still have $600 to find an electric guitar. All right, what's the best $600 electric guitar you can get? Ooh, these Gretsch ones. I tried these Gretsch ones out at the last Winter NAMM, and these are great. We're gonna go Jade Gray Metallic. Add to list, my wish list. Let's see it. How close did we get? Oh, we still have $65 to spend. How am I gonna spend $65? I know exactly how we're gonna do it. We're gonna get some percussion, some Latin percussion, bongo cajon. There we go, I love it. Only 60 bucks, add to the list. So, for under $5,000, we basically have everything you would ever need to record an entire album by yourself as a multi-instrumentalist and have a lot of fun doing it. I guarantee you all this stuff would sound fantastic. I would feel 100% capable of recording an album with all this stuff. So thanks for sticking with us this long. Now again, remember, make your wish list, put the Presonus interface in there, and share a link to it in the comment of this video, and then we will handpick one of them and send one out to a winner. So definitely thank you for checking it out. If you have any questions or comments, in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website. And if you have any questions about like any of the stuff that we talked about or the stuff that we demoed earlier, definitely let me know, and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks a lot.